So Libro literally went insane this month and dropped like 62 audiobooks for their ARC audiobooks, like early copies. And I see Happy Place on there, so we'll certainly be reading that in the vlog for sure. And I also see a Chloe Lee. I've been seeing this author's name everywhere and I've been wanting to check them out. I think I even downloaded like one or two on my Kindle, but there's an audiobook, so we're certainly gonna go with that. There's like so many options this month. If I find another audiobook that I want to listen to, we'll go with that one too, but for sure we'll be reading those two romances in this vlog. Sorry about my voice, it still hasn't returned from me being sick, so there's that. It's gonna be a very rough vlog. I'm very much looking forward to reading Happy Place because I did not like Beach Read, but I love People We Meet on Vacation. And I thought Book Lovers was honestly like kind of forgettable. I don't remember anything that happened in that story. But I also felt like Book Lovers was for people who liked Beach Read. And I remember who read it, Mara from Books Like Whoa, actually got an arc of Happy Place. And when she reviewed it, she said that she preferred Beach Read and Book Lovers, and that she didn't really like Happy Place as much, and that it felt like for fans of People We Meet on Vacation, which was like, okay, those are the words that I want to hear because I want to like Emily Henry. I think that, you know, she has good writing talent, but I did not really like Book Lovers or Beach Read. I only liked People We Meet, which is like 1 out of 3. So I'm very excited that Mara felt like Happy Place was more in alignment with the book that I preferred. So I'm actually excited for that one. And I know that the Chloe Lease books are like sports romances, which not necessarily my thing. Like I read a couple from Mariana Zapata, but I think that those are like the only sports romances, like The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I DNF like from Luke Off with Love. I did not even finish that book. So yeah, I don't have like a sports romance kink, but we're going with it. We're going with it. Right now, I am doing some editing. I am finishing listening to Red Rising Book 3, Morning Star. I have 2 hours and 31 minutes left of Morning Star, so I'm going to do that. I'm gonna finish editing and check some school emails, and then we'll be back later to start the actual vlog. I'm officially 9 chapters into the story, which is about 26%, and I feel like I'm very iffy. The strengths of the book are not to my taste, if that makes any sense. Like, the things that are solid, like the setting, the group of friends, the environment, the setup into this fake dating situation that we have, is giving all of the, like, aesthetics that it's supposed to, and it's supposed to like give this effect that I don't feel like is really landing with me. I think what's bothering me the most is that our main characters, Harriet and Wynne, are supposed to be this perfect couple. They're supposed to go together like salt and pepper and honey and tea, and I don't see that. So there's a dual timeline in this book. They share the same circle of friends, and so due to a roommate situation that Harriet and Wynne had with their friends in college, they actually get to know each other like that, and Harriet's friend actually has a crush on Wynne, and she doesn't know that because she is like studying abroad for a semester. So when she comes back, she's expecting to meet this guy that her best friend has a crush on, except like there's some type of chemistry between them, so they're having this development of a relationship. that they are keeping private, and you're told that they kind of sneak around with each other for a full year before their friends find out, which is like, okay, you know, that's a setup. And while there is chemistry between them in the past, and I do enjoy that, it's just not as seamless as I would expect when you say that you have a perfect couple that like goes together and everybody is just so overly invested in them. Which brings me to my second point, is that now in the present, when for whatever reason broke up with Harriet a few months ago, and they never got around to telling their friends because they're just so convinced that their friends are going to be heartbroken and that they don't want to like just ruin everyone's perception of them and of love. And so there's a yearly vacation that all of the friends go on, and at this vacation, another part of the friend group is actually getting married, and so they have agreed to pretend to date to get past this weekend where they're gonna have this wedding of close friends. And then here again, they're worried that their friends aren't going to notice that they aren't together. Like, them pretending to be with each other is gonna be a hard thing because everybody's gonna pick up on it. And I find that very hard to believe. One, because I don't think that the relationship is as seamless as Emily Henry wants it to be. Is there chemistry? Yes, but it is just not this match made in heaven that it was supposed to be. And then I'm supposed to be convinced that the same group of friends that did not notice that these two individuals were messing around for a full year, a whole year, they didn't notice. I'm supposed to be convinced that they're gonna notice now when they have no reason to. Like, this seems like a group of friends where if they have no reason to suspect anything else, then I don't think that they do. I think everybody is caught up in their own world, and I just don't think it's necessary to have friends so emotionally invested in your relationship with someone. Because if you can't talk about it with your friends or lean on your friends, then I mean, what is the point of having them? Like, I don't know. I just feel like the setup is a bit clunky for me, and is creating this barrier where I can't really get into the story. So that's basically my initial thoughts. I'm really hoping that we smooth this out later in the book, but I feel like it's very obvious that the vibes between them is not as natural, and it doesn't flow in such a harmonious way that you would expect. Like, I feel like the disconnect and the dissonance of their relationship is obvious to me as a reader in the past and in the present. And this is like, this whole fake dating situation hinges on a group of friends that really have their own fucking lives. Like, they're not that invested in Harriet and Wynn, but Harriet and Wynn thinks that people are. I don't know. I feel like I just talked myself into a circle, but yeah, that's where I am. That's where I am right now. And so it's making the setup of the plot seem ridiculous and unnecessary. Although, like, trope-wise, like, if you're reading romance books for tropes, this is giving all the feel that it's supposed to be giving. Like, you're in a vacation cottage, you're in Maine this summer, you have a group of friends, you know what I'm saying, you have your fake dating, your close proximity, they're forced to share a master bedroom together, there's only one bed in the room, so, like, it has all of the taglines that it's supposed to have, but it's not landing the way that I want it to. And it's not bad. Like, I feel like I would want this to be a 5-star read because, of course, I want everything to be a 5-star read. Why not? But it's giving 3 stars. And I'm let down by that. I don't want to say I'm disappointed. But, you know, it does dampen my excitement for the book. Who knows? It could turn around. It's 10:30 right now. I'm still awake, so I'm probably gonna keep listening until I hit halfway through, and I'll be back with another update. Officially like 12:50, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so I am calling it a night. I did listen to about almost 60% of Happy Place, and I still kind of feel the same way. Like, I like the couple. I do wish that there was more magic, more spark, but for what it is, I like it. Like, it's okay. I feel like I should not have read the synopsis of this book because I didn't have any expectations going in, but I feel like the synopsis promised a certain level of a connection that is just failing to come to fruition on the paper. I feel like there are certain moments in the story where you can feel the sparks and the connection and the chemistry between them, but it is not a ubiquitous thing. Like, it's not forever present and always around and always happening. And I don't know, I feel like that maybe that goes to the point of the relationship because they feel, or she feels like she lost him along the way, and that there was a bit of like a growing distance between them, and she can't really pinpoint when that happened. But if that is the goal to showcase in the story, then I find that to be very successful, because it's like trying to light a match, and sometimes you get that spark and it's like almost there, but it feels like constantly trying to strike a match, and you know that it has potential for a spark and potential for a flame. It's just not a roaring fire like I would really want it to be. So, yeah, I feel like I have very conflicted feelings about the story. And now that I'm 60% into the book, I don't foresee that really changing. I feel like the relationship has great moments, but I don't think that the relationship is great. So, I don't know. I'm gonna sleep on that, and we'll come back tomorrow where I'll probably finish this book, because I only have exactly 2 hours and 12 minutes of the audiobook. So, yeah, I'll probably finish in the morning, and then we'll move on to something else. It is officially the next night. I did manage to finish Happy Place earlier today, and the latter half of the book was so much better. I feel like I found the connection to the couple that I was really looking for earlier. I found my investment. I do still feel like the premise was a bit like wonky, especially because the revelations that we got about the couple towards the end of the book, or towards like the third act breakup, explained a lot about like what I was missing and things that didn't make sense to me, but it didn't explain her initial reaction to the book, or like to seeing him show up at this vacation and having to get into a fake dating relationship with him. Like, it's almost as if she pretended to have been blindsided when he suggested that they break up, or when he initiated a breakup. She was describing it as like it came completely out of left field, and that she was so unprepared for it that she spent the last few months just processing, I guess, what has happened. And that is different from the way their relationship is portrayed once we get to know them, and once we learn like the true details that led up to their initial breakup before we get to the present timeline. It's like, sis, how could you have, like, you wasn't really thrown off, like you are not as much in the dark as you wanted the readers to believe. I don't know, I just feel like the beginning premise has a lot of holes in the story, so like don't look too closely. But it gave what it needed to give towards the end of the book. And I'm conflicted. I don't really know what to rate it. Like, part of me wants to give it 4 stars, but I can't get over like how I felt about the beginning of the story and how many things just doesn't make sense. So maybe 3.5 stars. It is what it is. I feel like I'm gonna settle on 3.5 stars. Ultimately, I still don't. I'm coming to terms with the idea that I don't think Emily Henry is really for me. Like, I don't foresee a future where she is even remotely close to a favorite author, because I've only given one out of the 4 books that I've read 5 stars. And then every other book besides that one have been 3 stars. So like, she's averaging just giving me 3 star experiences, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I don't foresee me giving her another 4 or 5 stars. So she just won't be a favorite romance author for me. But I'll still read from her, because there's nothing wrong with a 3 or 3.5 star book. I feel like tonight is a night of just being very chill. Tomorrow is Friday. So I might pause this and start like a weekend reading vlog, and then come back to check out the Chloe Lease book. I say that, but I'm also behind on my actual TBR. And even if I was to do a weekend reading vlog, like, what would I even read? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. So you may see me tomorrow, or you may see me in a few days. Either way, it'll be like the next clip for you. So, did I start a series of companion romance novels at book 6? I did. because I do what I want, apparently. So I'm like 20% into If Only Us, and I like it. I like it enough to go back and read the other books. We have Ziggy, which is our heroine. She is a professional soccer player. She is bisexual, and she is also autistic, and she feels like her family kind of handles her more fragile than she would want them to, and she's determined to switch up her image to kind of like have a little bit of a smear campaign, you know, to like dirty up this good girl facade that everybody keeps putting on her so that people can stop treating her with like handlebars, right? She wants to take the training wheels off of her reputation and off of her life. And one of her siblings' best friend is Sebastian, who's also a professional sports player, and he has gotten himself into a bit of a hot water situation. He's known as like a rowdy, wild, kind of like bad boy, and so his management team is basically like, you need to sit down and like sit out because like you're messing up your career. And so he needs to clean up his image. And so Ziggy's like, this is the perfect opportunity, because if we're seen together, you know what I'm saying, and people start implying that like we're friends or we're dating, then this is going to be perfect, because we can do little PR stunts where I get to like dirty up my image, but you also get to like clean up your image. And so she lays out this entire plan for him, and he's like, I guess, okay, sure. Like, I'm getting to the point of desperation. So I like the quick-witted, witty banter, the sarcasm between the two of them. And I also like the setup of their relationship, because it doesn't include like any long-term pining of like, you know, they can acknowledge that a person is attractive and sexy. And like when they really like are caught up in the moment and they're seeing them, it's like, oh, this person's like really hot. But they're not like longing for each other, which I really enjoy. It's just so realistic to just have someone that is like in your orbit, that you know that is close to your friends and family, but you don't really like see them or think about them, and you have like equal like and dislike. Like Ziggy finds him attractive, but she also finds him annoying and childish and immature, and those things can like happen simultaneously, but they have existed in the same environment without paying so much attention to one another. And so like now that they have this like arrangement, they're starting to notice more things about each other. So they have like a natural flow of conversations. They can kind of like be a little, I don't want to say mean, but they can like go back and forth with like insulting each other, because they have that like character reference and like character context. But it's cute to watch them develop feelings for one another. So I think that like the sell-all for this book of like having fake friends with like real benefits is like perfect, because they're not enemies to lovers. Like they don't necessarily dislike each other, they just notice the things that are annoying about each other, but also the things that are not annoying about each other. And like they're not friends, like they're friends with each other's friends, but they're not friends. And so they are developing a friendship that you know is going to turn into a relationship, and I'm totally here for it. I'm having a fun time, and I love this for me. I feel like this is my vibe. So I woke up today with this weird like inclination to make banana pudding, and so I also want to like steam mop my floors, and so I feel like that's my goal for this Saturday, is to just one, make banana pudding. And I'm going back and forth, because like I kind of want to do it like the quick, easy way where you just have like the pudding in the box and like you just make it. But then I have like this weird like voice in the back of my head that I can never get to shut up. It's like, make it from scratch, do it the old school down south way, you know, doing it on the pot and the stove, like don't do box pudding. And I want that voice to shut up. I want it to shut the hell up, because I want the convenience of making banana pudding from the box, because it tastes very good, okay? It's not nasty, but I don't know. I cook a lot of things from scratch, and like I do a lot of things DIY, because like, I don't know, I have this guilty voice of like, you could have did that. Look at you being so lazy and doing it the easy way. And if that voice like was an entity, if it was the embodiment of a physical being, I would whoop his ass, because I want convenience. So did I order the ingredients for making it from scratch and from the box? I did, because I'm warring with myself, and this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go pick those up. We're gonna see who wins. Either way, I'm having banana pudding today, okay? That's for them to figure out, the voices in my head that are pitting against each other. That's their problem. I'm gonna have banana pudding, and it's gonna be good. And I personally don't care if it comes from a box, okay? But you know, we have to consider all the other opinions in our mind. I'm also gonna focus on like cleaning and like steam mopping my floor. So today is the day perfect for me to listen to this audiobook, and who knows, I might even finish it today. My pudding came out so amazing. My family is devouring it, and you know, I'm very satisfied because I woke up with a craving and I created what I needed and it's hitting every spot. So that's good. I'm also 60% into If Only Us, and I have to say that I really like it. It's natural and comfortable, and I like the dialogue. Like, I don't think I've ever really paid attention to the dialogue in romance books. Like of course, like you're paying attention because they're having conversations, but I actually like both characters, and that's like a first for me. I can't remember the last time that I wasn't really annoyed with anybody in the story. I feel like I'm comfortable in his perspective, I'm comfortable in her perspective, and I'm having a really good time watching them figure out how they fit into each other's lives, where they can get in comfortably, but also where they can enhance, where they can make things better. And we're getting to see that happen in different situations. And I feel like with this being a dual POV and you're getting both perspectives, it makes you more invested because you know where the deficits are in both of their lives. And you know where the other person could kind of fill these voids that have been there for such a long time. Like, there's such a sincere like start to a healing from pains and just uncomfortableness that they've had since their childhood, that they've just been bearing throughout their adult life. And I love that. I love like unexpected healing. So I did want to give my thoughts on that so far. And I'm literally doing sprints right now with Chanel and Alana. It's still pretty early, so I feel like I can finish this book tonight. I think it's time for me to get back to my actual TBR for the month, so I'm not going to read another book in this vlog because I know for certain that the next book that I'm going to pick up doesn't even fit into the theme of this romance reading vlog. So yeah, we're going back fantasy. So I'll be back with my final updates and to close this out. So I'm totally still getting my office area set up from my recent move. I wanted something to go on this wall, but I wasn't sure what to put there. I'm gonna use this space for like all of my degrees. When I finish my master's, that will go over there. But I grabbed these lights, these hexagon lights that you can kind of make your own shape with, and I bought 2 boxes, and I am extremely happy with this little setup. I can change the colors and make it do basically whatever I want it to do, and I can also change the shape. But because this is such a tiny wall, I feel like I'm just going to make a cute little, my daughter said it looks like a mask, but I was kind of going for like flowers a little bit. I don't really know, but I'm very happy with it. I'm back, guys. I have officially finished If Only Us, and I feel like this book just kind of ripped 5 stars from me. It was so cute. It was so like needed. Like, everything about it just felt like a story of wholeness and completion, and finding the person that, you know, is randomly the perfectly rigid shape that you need for this broken part of your life. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to go back and read the other books in the series because I enjoyed seeing like the other couples, and I definitely still picked up on the tidbits of like what's happening now with past couples and like things that might be revealed in the future. I don't know if there's any more books coming out, but I will certainly be on the lookout for more by Chloe Lees because yeah, it was so cute and fun, and 5 stars. I had a great time. Anyways, thank you guys for chilling with me during this vlog. I am off to read my actual TBR. So there's that. Bye, guys.